Go live. All right, I think it's already 2 o'clock, so let me start and I'll just keep Sushil, you as unmuted. Everybody else is muted, guys. So first and foremost, welcome you all for the special webinar with CHRO. Okay, and before we start, obviously we have a lot of questions in today's world. The world is undergoing complete transformation as we see, right from we working together in an office, and now we have to confine to a space where everybody is just worrying about what will happen next. Some of you are losing the job, some of you are experiencing pay cut, promotion stop, and so on. And as we move in this world, we also understand that there will be a new world order which is waiting for us. And this new world order will be defined by the people who will be actually taking care of the people. Can I request each one of you to actually stop your video stream? It is actually eating up a lot of bandwidth. I'm sure you want to see other people, right? So can I request Pankaj and Ravindra also, please? Yeah. And as we actually move into this new world order, we have to understand what that new world order look like. Okay, and nobody can tell us better than the CHRO, the HR people, who can actually throw some light around what would be that new world order, whether our jobs will be secure, what will be the new job scenario, how the new work environment will look like, and so on. So Sushil will have the tough day. Sushil will have the tough time going ahead, and I'm hoping that he will be able to justify all the questions that we have been asking throughout. Okay, so with that, let me welcome Sushil Tripathi, CHRO of CRM, and also the CHRO of the year. He is also managing the garment division in the CRM, and we are hoping to have a wonderful session with him, answering all your questions. So first 20 to 30 minutes, I would give it to Sushil so that he can throw light on what's going on the ground, and then we can pick up the questions that we have and ask Sushil if he has the right answers for that. So over to you, Sushil. Welcome you on this special webinar. On behalf of all of us, I would like to give you a warm welcome and welcome to this show.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm really privileged and honored also to be part of this wonderful session. So Rakesh has really, created a highly ambitious goal for me, challenging also. So why challenging? See, a lot of webinars are already happening on COVID-19, how business environment is going to happen, how it will impact on the work life, work, business environment, society, health, well-being. So a lot of things are at stake actually. So I always feel to begin or to identify or to diagnose any, issues, it is very important to first define itself. So for me, COVID-19 is actually, coming in the form of a lot of opportunities. So for me, it is just an external stimulus. So virus, we all know it is an stimulus. So it is now up to your body. So immunity system of your body respond as per the strength of your physical well-being. So basically, body is made up of three basic core elements. So we call in Ayurveda, we call in Ayurveda basically Vat, Pitta, and Kapha. So this COVID is basically a cough-related disease. So we have to understand that it actually depends on your immunity system. So these points need to be well taken care and well noted off. So what I'm trying to tell you, depending on the immunity system of society, depending on the immunity system of an organization, depending on the immunity system of entire social values, it is going to impact. So I am going to, that analyze entire COVID situation from this perspective. So if you are strong enough, your health is strong enough, so then definitely it is a kind of an opportunity. So basically you are going to test your immunity system. So for me, COVID is like this only. So likewise, how I define COVID and how actually it has impacted on the business. Basically, we all are, that we all are just talking about new normal, new kind of environment. But what I have observed in business scenario, COVID has demanded three important words. One, agility. Few people call it nimbleness. Then second aspect is very important, lean. Third, mean. And fourth, definitely cash. So cash centers around these three words, whether you are agile, whether you are lean, whether you are mean. So these three words are not new to the business. These are in the business since long past. But what we did, we actually had forgotten on these three important dimensions of any business. So now what COVID has done, COVID actually necessitated to realize the importance of these three aspects for the business. So nimble or agile in the sense how you respond to the threat or how you respond to the challenges posed by COVID in terms of whether it is your organization reporting relationship, whether it is leadership, whether it is a delegation, whether it is managing work, whether it is assigning work or taking job from home. So even lot of things are, a lot of people are discussing about work from home. So work from home is also not a new concept, but definitely it has taken new prominence. Why it has happened, that we will definitely discuss on this. So for me, COVID has simply created few things which were in the past, but we had forgotten. Like it has created social distancing for society. It has created complete lockdown. It has created the importance of health, well-being, work-life balance. So we had been talking a lot about work-life balance in the past, but we were not focusing, particularly in retail, FMCG sector, where just cash was the king, cash was the reality. Everyone was running after, that cash, cash, cash. So in the process, they forgot their personal life. They were not giving enough time to their personal life. Few people were already giving. But COVID realized that, boss, if Jahan hai, to then only Jahan is there. So like Narendra Modi also quoted this. So now what COVID is expecting, COVID wants a right kind of balance between life and livelihood. So now we have to think entire aspect from this perspective. One, life. So how life can be made beautiful? You have to focus on making your life beautiful, in the sense you have to start working on your life. You have to start working on the things which are going to make your life beautiful. You have to work on making relationships well. You have to work making your immunity system strong. You have to go back to the inside. So I always tell, if you can't get time to go outside, go inside. So this is the great time to start self-reflecting. So COVID actually has given us a lot of opportunity, and in business front, like I talked about agility. So agility in the sense you have to be very flexible. You have to be adaptable enough to, that anticipate what is going to happen in the business. So like digitization, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, all of these are in the business environment from past 5, 10 years. And people are discussing like anything on these aspects. But we were not realizing, particularly in India, that there might happen a situation where complete lockdown kind of scenario can happen. So now COVID given this opportunity to integrate a digital system, to integrate online transactions, to that get more closer to the consumer, to get more closer to the supply chain, to start reorienting your business model. So suppose in textile or retail business, few companies were leading in terms of integrating technology with their distribution systems. But there are organizations which are not, that ready to adopt hybrid business model. So accordingly, your people has to be anxiousness, threat to future. All of these are happening, and it has come like a demon. It has come like a big giant. It has created a big threat to your core existence. So that way you have to start evaluating COVID. So now you know that how business needs to respond, or which kind of business environment going to happen post-COVID. So like I already said, COVID has given you opportunity to reflect on how you can become more agile. So how you can become more, that lean, how you can become more mean. So there are just two aspects. One, people. So people has really started gaining momentum or value or advantage in the business. So companies owners have started really working on the health and well-being part of the employee, so that they be well enough to report to the office. So there's sanitization, all WHO or government guidelines are mandated to follow to, that motivate employees to come at workplace with productivity mindset. So mindset is going to be changed. Then in terms of managing workforce, in terms of managing relations. So work from home, actually, that gave an opportunity to reflect on the nature of work. So now organization and HR people and business team is definitely going to evaluate entire work process, and they will shortlist or identify which kind of works are there which can be automated, which can be outsourced. All these had been in discussion. Maybe 5, 10 years back, we have started discussing about gig economy, then that consumerization, then freelancer. They all are in the business environment, but now they are going to get more prominence in the business, because more and more companies will definitely opt for this kind of work arrangement. So naturally, that arranging right kind of infrastructure. So organizations need to invest a lot in terms of digitization, digital payout, then software which will make them, that get an idea about consumer preferences, data science or data analytics, consumer buying pattern, how they approach to the supply chain, how they approach to the product, how they approach to the, that services. So all of these dimensions are going to be changed. So naturally, it is going to create a big impact on the nature of work, then workplace also. So uh, workplace, because now organization definitely would look for opportunity to, that allocate some work, some role to be outsourced or to be performed from the work, like Google and TCS also did that. But definitely it is not going to be a permanent feature of the future. So we need not to be concerned at all about all these developments. What personally I feel, in view of the like after 60 days, how India has started responding. Today only I was observing news channels. So irrespective of social distancing, everyone was running after purchasing. So they were least concerned about that how Corona is going to impact on them. Even, that Somani tiles, big, that firm in tiles business, uh, chairman of company was telling in 15 days, just once their operation gets started, they have created 50% more turnover. Liquor, we all know how, that liquor has supported, and on lighter mode, actually it gave an opportunity for government to come out with so many thoughts. Even government started thinking to deliver liquor at home. So this we never imagined it is going to happen in the past. So definitely distribution mode, distribution channel is going to be drastically changed. So now this is the reality. So how to proceed with COVID? So basically what I was trying to tell you is brief description about COVID and how it has impacted business environment. First, we have to accept this as a reality. So COVID is a reality. COVID is, I will not rename it as a crisis. For me, COVID is an opportunity. So why I am telling opportunity? So if you change your perception, entire work, entire environment, entire universe is going to be changed. So perception makes, that story about how you perceive that particular object. So it depends on individual how or which kind of story he or she is going to associate with COVID. So if you associate, yes, COVID has given an opportunity to work on yourself, like first time in entire, that history of humanity, we got 60 days to really work on ourselves, to improve on our personality, to improve on the skills which we were not actually focusing on. We were not realizing that economy, business environment, society, humanity can happen like in this way also. So this 60 days, that created opportunity in terms of upskilling, in terms of reskilling, in terms of anticipating futures, in terms of working on your thought process towards future. So everyone is now future oriented. But the best part, when I say future oriented, so everyone actually worked on the past. So that is the best part of this COVID threat. So we all worked on some way that we have to be prepared for the future. Our future is at stake. So चलो कुछ नई स्किल सीख लेते हैं, चलो अपनी बॉडी पर वर्क कर लेते हैं, so that we become more and more immune. So this is the beauty, this is the greatest opportunity we got in this 60 days. So I always tell boss, if you start, that associating positive story with any crisis, you start getting, that new meaning towards your life. So I always tell obstacle is the way. Obstacle is the way. So if you start confronting with the obstacle as a reality, then your mind start, that exploring new avenues, exploring new untapped areas, exploring new completely hidden potential. So you start actually working on your hidden talent. You actually start working on rejuvenating yourself. So that is the best part of this COVID. So what I was trying to tell with this brief, we have to accept COVID as an opportunity. So we have to create positive meaning around our perception. So COVID needs to be associated with positivity. It might be so lakhs or crores of migrant workmen get shifted to their native place. So naturally, your city is going to be, that less crowded. So traffic will be less. And once those migrant workmen gets to their native place, natural Indian economy, which is more towards on agriculture. So it is agriculture-based economy. So naturally, might be in future, agriculture starts creating lot of opportunity so that India really start, that growing. If you compare with China, so from day one, China realized that on the basis of manufacturing capability, they are going to, that create impetus or positivity for their nation. So likewise, India can grow. And another best part, if workers are not going to available in the market, so existing talents are going to be, that remodeled in the sense now companies can look for, that multitasking people. So people who are having capability to perform multiple roles simultaneously, so that their that career is also secured in the organization, and organization start that getting full productivity from the individual. So cost is also that saved, productivity is also increased. And why we people are more concerned about this COVID challenge, about job loss or layoff, it is because in the maybe last 15, 20 years of our career, we were exposed to just one kind of skill set. Might be I am in HR, I just got an idea about how HR functions. But if suppose we are good enough in accounting or enough in business, so might be COVID gives an opportunity to explore my career in sales field also. So likewise, account people can explore opportunity maybe in HR also. So marketing people can venture into that new kind of digital or social media related campaigns. So traditional approach towards looking business, towards looking life is definitely going to be changed. So naturally, who is going to be benefited? Who is more flexible? Who is more adaptable? Who takes this opportunity to that rework on talent in the sense mindset, in the sense how he or she responds to the COVID, how he or she responds to this that 60 days, whether he or she carries this 60 days learning with him or her for longer period of time or not. This is going to be the defining factor for individual. So I will take, that you people. So a COVID kind of situation, if I relate with a little modification. So Arjuna was also having similar kind of confusion. When he was sitting, actually he was in between, that Kaurava's army and Pandava's army. So just by seeing he, on the opposite side, his relatives are there, what will he get even after killing those people? Though they were ready to kill Arjuna. He, that actually surrendered his weapon, Gandhi. So he was in a situation of complete chaos. So similarly, that if we people start thinking or relating with Arjuna, so what actually Arjuna did? So though Lord Krishna was there to guide, but if we consider Mahabharata as a conflict between internal and external forces, or maybe good or bad, that forces simultaneously working on we people, then definitely there is a we call it Sat Atma or Mana, Antaratma. So we call actually in Indian tradition Antaratma. So Antaratma always guides you to look for opportunity. So Arjuna also converted that crisis into opportunity. So basically we have to find out the ways how we can convert this crisis. So for me, it is not a crisis. Actually, it has really, that I was not aware about the power of these Zoom call or maybe interacting with so many people. So first time I am interacting with so many people, listening their thought, interacting, sharing my thoughts. So COVID actually gave this opportunity. So definitely, likewise, if everyone has converted this that crisis or this time into opportunity, then definitely they are going to be benefited. So this is how that I that perceive entire COVID. And in terms of job roles or in terms of business, so I already discussed business is going to around just two dimension: one, people, and second, cash. So new kind of business model is going to emerge. So basically, new is again a wrong word. It was existing. Toyota is known for their agility, their that nimbleness, lean, mean system. Even Ford, even Maruti, if you see Gurgaon and nearby area, you will find so many concepts. They are actually following, but lot of companies had actually forgot about these concepts. So now we have to adopt this. So everyone is going to be assessed, evaluated on day-to-day basis. So might be, that nature of job is going to be changed. You will be monitored on real-time basis because this tool has given this opportunity. So even in a garment or maybe other FMCG sector, like in garment, so basically garment industry is basically driven by feel and touch factor. Still in India, we that purchase by that experiencing how it will look like, which kind of fit, which kind of features, quality it is offering actually. But definitely in West, virtual reality was in place. But in India also, we are going to adopt this concept. So we all might be using, that lens card virtual reality platform. There you can easily find out after wearing their glass on computer, you can, that find out how you looks like. Even nowadays, a good saloon is offering this kind of opportunity. So we basically are going to take existing, that great practices to next level. So what were earlier or past was considered as a great or best HR practices or organization practices or norms, whether re-engineering, whether uh, uh, Kaizen, whether it is a total productivity management system, lean, mean, it is going to be normal of the post-COVID situation. So earlier great is now going to be normal for the business. If business really wants to get sustained in the longer run, otherwise then there is no future. So we will see maybe if companies didn't, that optimize this 60 days in rethinking their business model, in rethinking their leadership thought, then they are going to be part of history. So that is the fact. So what I see in terms of emerging roles, definitely data science is going to take a predominant because now everyone, if it is going to happen on digital platform, so at least for next 6 months, 9 months, people will register to come closer at physical level. So that is definitely going to happen. Big competition is going to happen. So cutthroat competition. So to achieve target in just 6 months or 3 months would be a new normal. So who is going to get success? Who is very close to the consumer? Who is really, that able to create customized product, customized solution to the customer, he is going to get success. So basically, data science, business analytics, then definitely digital or maybe analytical digitization, then people who are having multiple skill set with them, then managerial role is definitely going to be existing in the market because we have seen decision making prowess or capability is the only defining factor. People who take immediate decision depending on their past experience, took immediate response, took that planning initiative in advance to make themselves ready for the future, they are definitely going to be successful in the future market. So these skills are definitely going to be in demand. This is my thought process. Since Rakesh, I can discuss in details about entire that topic, but I thought set the context of entire COVID. I will that prefer more questions so that it start happening more that two-way kind of conversation or dialogue. Otherwise, that then in the meantime, 2, 3 more that uh, thought. Uh, I will add with this, that converting time or converting crisis to opportunity. There is one book which was written on this relevant concept, how to design your life. How to design your life. Because what I see, after realizing that this COVID is an opportunity, we have to start thinking what are the options left with us. So I can talk so many things about, that motivation, about, that ways to cope up with these things. So many people talk about you should follow your passion. If you are very passionate about your career, then there is no opportunity for layoff. You will be always in demand. That kind of, that myth is already there in the mindset of we people. So that is the one part which I will try to, erase from the mindset of our participants. So one important aspect which we miss out when we say you have to follow your passion. So there is a fact. So Gallup study is also there. Out of, that 100% workforce, 70% workforce in America is highly, that dissatisfied with their job. In China and Japan, it is more than 90%. And if you, that refer Gallup research, McKinsey or Deloitte report, you will find most of us are wasting our life in the work which actually we don't like. So that is the irony of our life. So still, that is the fact, but we are running or we are concerned about our future. कि हमारे जॉब का क्या होगा, कैरियर का क्या होगा. And fact is that we actually don't like our job. And we are discussing about follow your passion, then you will start loving your job. So that is the paradox which I, that want to, that erase from the mindset of we people. So take example how passion, that starts happening in our life. So it doesn't come, that automatically, because we are concerned about future. We live life of our fathers, our parent, girlfriend. So many people are there to decide our future. Beta engineering kar lo, future aisa hoga. Beta MBA kar lo, future would be like this. You do this, you will become IAS. You do this, you will become XYG. So finally, we are following the dreams of others. So how you can expect you are going to be passionate about these kind of activities? And irony, or maybe the harsh reality of life is in reflect your college days. अपने को that arrow, वो कागज का we used to make and throw on everyone. किसी की बेल बजा के भागने में, देन किसी को थप्पी पीछे से बैक पे हिट करके रनिंग अवे फ्रॉम दैट लोकेशन, वी एंजॉयड लाइक एनी. आम का पेड़ से आम चुरा लेना, या गुआवा picking up from the plant, or maybe then running after from that place, or doing all nonsense. We actually enjoyed those kind of work, but we are actually not doing, or we are not making our livelihood with those passions. So basically passion is nowhere connected with your happiness, with your job enrichment, with your, that livelihood. So I always advise, boss, don't look for great job. Don't look for great job, because great doesn't exist in the environment. Great doesn't exist in the universe. It is your perception which you are looking after greatness. So greatness is nowhere. So what you can do, you do whatever you are doing at the level of greatness. So you start putting all your energy, all your effort in making that bad word into greatness. So then what will happen? So my experience of corporate life or maybe personal life is, if you start adding value, if people are sure that this person is creating something for them, maybe in the value chain, maybe for their life, maybe for their personal life, or maybe to, that change your mindset. Then only that person is going to return something, whether it is in terms of tangibles or intangible. So there is only one mantra which can save us, which can guarantee us in future, whether it is COVID, whether it is XYG, that boss, whatever you do, you have to perform to the fullest perfection level. Whatever KRA was given, KRA, leave KRA, you always strive to achieve 120%. Then whether it is a Lala, whether it is Marwadi, whether it is Gujarati, whether it is XYG, he or she is never going to lose. Don't be in illusion that this is your passion. Account is my passion. I am in HR because my passion is to interact with people. It's all bullshit. It's all rubbish. You are just living in illusion. Come out, my dear friend, from this illusion and realize organization always brings you with certain objective. So you have to achieve skills. You have to upgrade yourself. You have to perform more than 100%. So I call it career capital. I call it career capital. So career capital means in return of certain things. So value or money is the simplest indicator or objective of, that comparing your value generation. So if owner is ready or if company is ready to pay you, whatever job you are doing, whether you are doing freelancing, whether you are working as a janitor, whether you are working as a saloon owner, Javed Habib has opened more than 300 profit-making stores. So in saloon business, Sehnaz Hussain, they have created niche in their field. Why you are concerned about just becoming great chartered accountant, great motivational speaker, great HR people? There are so many ways to earn money. And then you start adding your passion there, because when you have reached at certain level of skill set, definitely people are going to value you. People are going to, that recognize you. People are going to award you. Then naturally you will start loving it. You will start reciprocating with more passion, passion, passion. And then you can say, my passion is to, that do job of HR head. So I, that consider this is the mool mantra of, that taking you away from this insecurity, this threat or this opportunity of COVID. So this was very important aspect. And then very important aspect in life, there are, I personally feel there are four important factors. One is health. So health definitely relates with your emotional, mental, and then naturally physical health. Then work. Work is nowhere related with whether it is paid or unpaid, or it is in nature of, that CSR or maybe social work or volunteership. Then third part, fun. Which kind of activities you really enjoy, which kind of activities change your mood. Then fourth important part is love. Love actually needs to be redefined. You have to start loving your work. When I say loving your work, means you have to pour your entire energy. I never say you love your company. I never say you get engaged with your maybe location. I never say you be, that in love with XYZ person. You have to love sometimes even outside of your close family. So you start loving society at large. You start loving human beings. You start loving your family. So these important factors you need to diagnose before embarking on journey. Then third very important aspect is, that personal philosophy of your life. Personal philosophy, when I say, then there is one life view, and then second is work view. So normally what happens, work is boring, work is frustrating, but work is highly paying. And second part, life view is you are very idealistic. You talk all goods about, that great philosophical values. So both the part are at conflict, completely in contrast with each other. So you cannot enjoy your life. You cannot expect happiness from your life. So you have to define जीवन से क्या चाहिए, what exactly you want from your life. Social respect चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, because for money you need not to work hard. You can employ so many people. If you have mind, you can achieve great money. I always tell, uh, there is a book written on why A grade people work for C grade people and B grade people work for government. So listen carefully, why A grade people work for C grade people and B grade people work for government job. So uh, you people would have heard a beautiful story about TN session. Everyone knows about TN session? TN session?
Yes.
Chalo, so TN session was a great election commissioner of India, and then another gentleman, Metro Man of India, Mr. Sridharan, and third person was uh, died rail minister from Kerala, so I'm not able to recollect his name at this point of time. So story is like this. All these gentlemen were part of same school. They schooled from same college in Kerala. So KP Unni Krishnan was 5-time MP and one-time rail minister in times of late Vishwanath Pratap Singh. So Mr. Sridharan topped in school, and then Mr. T.N. Session, and last was Mr. Ex-rail minister. So all these people, that graduated from the same school, and then hardly that Mr. Rail Minister passed out, and then Mr. Sridharan topped. He topped in entire school, entire state, and then finally in engineering also he topped. So TN Session was next to Mr. Sridharan, and finally future is like this. So Mr. Sridharan then joined rail ministry in engineering section. He was head of that particular function. So he was topper and he was heading his function. Then Mr. T.N. Session became an IAS officer. So naturally, IAS officer is head of that rail ministry. So he was heading this entire portfolio of rail. And finally, rail minister was being head of these two topper. So Bill Gates also, that refers this beautiful point that I was passed hardly in all the electives in my school days, and there was a gentleman who topped in all the electives. And fortunately, now that gentleman is working as an engineer in Microsoft, and I am the owner of the Microsoft. So life is very simple. So to make it more complex, HR people always tells emotional intelligence prevails on IQ. So intelligence quotient. So I put it in simple words. So C grade people lead the entire economy, entire business, and still India is being headed by C grade people. So we should feel proud of becoming C grade. So don't run after your passion, great place to work, a great job. What you can do or what is in your hand, you have to just focus on your controllable factors. So you can work on your past, you can make beautiful present. On the basis of that, you are going to cultivate, nurture great future. So with these three words, I will conclude that we have to focus on uh, pandemic as an opportunity. So you have to focus on, don't run after, that person. Try to create excellence in whatever form you are doing job. You have to focus on skill sets. You have to upgrade your skills so that your value is there in the market. People run after as an individual, whether you are working as a entrepreneur, whether you are working as a life coach, whether you are working as a consultant who is working on own, whether you are working a great HR people. So life is, whether it is post-COVID or any other eventuality comes into the picture, if you follow these guidelines, your future, your job security is definitely going to happen. Be safe, W safe, or maybe whatever safe economy starts, that taking safe, definitely job, work, money is going to be for the people who have acquired mastery on their skill sets. So we'll conclude with this word. We can, that hate with Dawood Ibrahim, we can hate with all these criminals, but they are master in their field. Whatever money they have reaped, whatever name, fame they have earned, you cannot compare. You might be great personality in their life, but definitely they are at a different place. So what I was trying to tell you, you have to run after mastery. You have to run after value. You have to run after creating career capital. You need not to run after money. You have to create excellence. You need not to run after success. You need not to run after, that I always say, that happiness. Happiness and success needs to be actually ensued to your efforts. It has to follow you. You need not to run after these success or happiness, because success is again a contextual. So today only I was reading one article and one question for you people. Who is the most happiest person on the earth? We'll just give an idea. It is a Tibetan monk. So he is from France, originally from France. But after 12 years of brain study of that individual, neuroscientist came with this conclusion that happiness is related with chemical lucha. In Indian one beautiful movie I saw, chemical lucha ho gaya hai dimag mein. So basically anxiety, happiness, everything is related with that chemical lucha in the combination of oxytocin, dopamine, then norepinephrine, then serotonin. So these are four important, that hormones which create all combination permutation. So what we can do, we have to be just happy to create balance, to get out from this chemical lucha, to be happy, to be more successful, because Mumbai has at least taught me this beautiful lesson. So my office is in Lower Parel, Kamla Mills. So I'm fortunate to see how, that world tower start getting created. And in my 8, 9 years of career, so 4 years there was nothing. They were just digging harder, harder, harder. So I was confused. I was just seeing. Then I realized, oh, these people are creating their foundations. These people actually are working on their foundations. And once that pile or foundation is created, then every second day mine, that eyes are not able to see how fast those buildings are coming. And now I have realized, like a stoic, that I cannot run after Lodha Trump Tower or Lodha World Tower. So whatever is in my hand, I have to focus on that and have to focus on making those, that connects those possessions, those things to make more beautiful, enjoyable. So with this, I will conclude and then over to you and over to participant. I tried my best. I was not prepared because definitely Rakesh has given all great questions. So now it is leaving to, that Rakesh and participant to evaluate whether I was able to justify. I always say not query, quench. So quench is related with some people run after thirst, some people run after knowledge, ज्ञान की भूख. But I always tell बुद्धि, wisdom की भूख create करो. Don't run after knowledge because WhatsApp or Google is there to give all kind of knowledges, but wisdom is still rare. So you have to cultivate rare gems in terms of career capital, in terms of immunity, in terms of health. When I say health, how you respond to external stimulus, how you perceive that stimulus, because attitude is only in your hand, and that is the most strongest, that weapon given by nature or maybe God. So I always tell problems offer two things, भाग लो या भाग लो, भाग लो या भाग लो. So भाग लो means either run away from the situation or भाग लो or participate in the environment. So either flee or fight. So now it's up to you. So whether you are with me or whether you are with Rakesh to participate, or पतली गली से निकल लेना भी एक ऑलवेज रास्ता रहता है. दबंग पिक्चर में ऑलवेज टेल कि जब धूम दबी हो तो निकल लेने में ही भलाई होती है. So that is related with social distancing. So with this I will conclude. Rakesh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sushil. I mean, it is so much full of wisdom. I would say a lot of things to take away. How many of you have enjoyed, guys? Just put in some energy. Put in some energy. How many of you enjoyed Sushil brief? How many of you have enjoyed? Lot of questions and meats that you have broken with this. I mean, I'll just put it some of the aspects that I could capture in my mind. First and foremost is the lean, mean, agile, and cash. These are the only four things which we are going to run on the future. We are rediscovering the past rather than getting into the new normal. That's what now is made clear to me. Third thing is obviously don't run behind the passion or anything, even the happiness for that matter. Create it throughout your journey and obviously put yourself in a position where you are achieving the wisdom and actually upskilling yourself to enjoy whatever you are doing and becoming the master of it. So fortunately, I also focused a lot of things on the mastery part. Half of the people are from my tribe who have joined from my career acceleration mastery course, and it gives them that dose as well that I always feel that push them for the mastering the things, and they have been I think very patient in bearing all that from me, but now coming from you, it also gives them a lot of perspective to it that how the mastery can be achieved. All right, now we are open floor for the question answer. I think most of the questions have been answered. If I look at the questions that I have received on the Google form, most of the questions have been answered, but still I'll pick up some of them so that we can have some more realistic insights. Meanwhile, I would like each and everyone to stop commenting and now put Q and then your question, Q and that question. Okay, just Q and then question, so that I can identify whether it is a question or not. Otherwise, it will be lost, guys. Okay, so I'll just pick up some of the questions that I have. Okay, I think there are some a part of related to a very specific question, Sushil. People have asked what will be the future of project manager or maybe a senior level job search. I think what would be beneficial to the participant is uh, while they upgrade their skills, right? And while the market is getting ready to the new past, I would say the rediscovered past, how one can actually see themselves in the future in terms of maybe a gig economy, maybe a specialized economy, maybe an economy where you are trying to establish yourself again in a different way. Maybe accountant taking the marketing role, marketing taking the sales role, and so on. But how is it perceived from the other side of it? Because we are sitting on the other side of the table, and I would like to understand from the HR perspective, how does HR look at such a revolutionary step? While we will definitely come up with a different work structure, everybody from the HR to, let's say, the sales and marketing people, and including the clients who are outsourcing the work, they will look at the work from the different perspective. Do you see that from the employer perspective also the work has been looked at the same way?
See, Rakesh, what I feel. So
Yeah.
I will cover entire, that job hunt, or maybe, that which kind of roles are going to emerge, whether it is mid-level role or maybe senior level, because someone asked about what would be the future of senior level hiring. So from day one of my career, I have experienced there are only two kind of people. One, who are expert. So when I say expert, they prefer to be great in their individual domain. So like if there is an accountant, so that person is focused only on becoming, that reporting transactions. So he is just satisfied with that role. Then there are this kind of, that expertise in terms of designing, in terms of coding, so writing software, that business analytics, then product designing, or then integrating uh, engineering know-how with the creating any product. Nowadays, everyone is talking about design thinking. So applying designing thought in creating something which is very different, unique for the people. So one aspect is related with the expertise, and other aspect is related with leadership. So leadership is definitely going to be changed drastically, because one thing is for sure that now business will expect more from the leaders in terms of driving business, in terms of creating business towards more on agility, to motivate simultaneously people to achieve more with less resources, to optimize resources. So when I say resources, so it will be capital. So restructuring of capital is required, cost of capital, then human capital, then values. So entire values culture is going to be transformed. So how you look towards business, how you look to your people is going to be changed. So leaders' future is definitely going to be at stake. They will be screened more rigorously. They will be screened on the basis of their uh, experiential performance, in the sense like how they performed at this kind of crisis, which are the leaders who really, that uh, responded quickly with, that growth trajectory, keeping in mind with sustainability in the future. So definitely people who just rose in the ladder, or maybe they reached at the pinnacle just by having that traditional mindset कि कंपनी में 10 साल गुजार लिया इसलिए जनरल मैनेजर हो गए और VP and senior VP they became. So they are not going to get success in near future. Experts are definitely going to be in demand, whether you are outsourcing it, whether you are, that dedicating it to some external agencies, because if business is there, account is definitely going to happen, IT system is going to happen, it might happen. You are not working maybe with a designated space, with a designated company. You can work simultaneously with multiple companies. So you can start acting like an advocate, like a doctor. They are expert in their domain. So you will find there is a surgeon. Surgeon is always in demand. There is a physician who is already in demand, but to certain specific expectation. So likewise, business is going to be clearly divided between two aspects. So we have to make our choices, whether we want to be great in certain specific domain. So then now mediocre, now that people working at average level, they are going to be definitely replaced by some expertise services. Might be one consultant can come who will be taking help of experts on that time basis or hourly basis. So earlier we were exposed to the just that semi skill or unskilled kind of people who are used to work on a timely basis or hourly basis. Now skilled people can be that asked to perform on multiple projects simultaneously with certain cost. So that is definitely going to happen. And if suppose it doesn't happen at larger scale, but you are going to be scrutinized at more deeper level. So you have to start adding your value. You have to harness your skill sets. You have to be very visionary decision making in terms of chaos. So how prompt, how quick, how adaptable, how flexible you are, but you have to be accurate also in taking decisions. So business environment can abruptly change, but you have to take decisions in view of that. So these two things I am visualizing it is going to happen in future. So I am always scared. Even in my case, I always think what will happen to my future. But then I that take solace कि कम से कम निकालने के लिए तो मेरा एक्सपर्टीज काम आएगा, क्योंकि कोई भी प्रमोटर किसी को निकालने में तो हमेशा झिझकेगा, because labor case is there, unrest can happen, or even employee can backfire. So at least one skill which I made during the course of my career, ki how to fire effectively. So that is one skill. So when I think that skill, then I feel at least HR head is going to be released from the organization at the end. जब कंपनी में ताला लगाना होगा, then only there will be two people, one gate man, security, and then last HR, जो सारा पेपर समेट के ओनर को देगा. So that's how you have to start thinking, how you are going to add value to the organization.
Yes.
So that is my response.
Wonderful. And while we are at the top of the hour and all of the people are still holding on to it, they love you actually giving them the insights that they are looking for. Hope you won't mind extending by 10 minutes more.
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay. So there are a few HR related questions, and let me probably summarize. I mean, there are many questions, but let me summarize. One is which, with respect to the growth of people in the organization, and you very well articulated that by having two stream of people which will be there in the future. One is the functional people, the other is the vital people. And I always teach that in my program as well, that you have to aim for becoming a vital people for your organization. That is to become master of your craft and also the leader of the craft. Okay. But despite that, I think that some people have become, let's say, gone into the same role in the organization for a long time without having the growth? Now, it is a typical HR question that I'm asking, and there is a lack of fun element or an enjoyment that is missing in the employment per se. How do people tackle both the aspects, because both are interrelated to my understanding?
What I feel, Rakesh, definitely, that employment or maybe, that dealing with employees or maybe people uh, is a unique kind of skill. So uh, organizations need to be, that very particular, very clear in dealing with the people, because finally, whether you are working with a full-time employee, whether you are working with third-party employees, whether you are working with freelancers or whether you are working with part-timers. So all kind of roles, if their, that working pattern, their day-to-day approach towards work is not going to be aligned with the goal of the organization, then definitely purpose is going to be defeated. So with my example, I always see we took help of, that freelance designer, but normally what happens, even before inducting them, we share our vision, we share about expectations of the product. Within this broader framework, you have to perform. So if I see entire, that scenario for employee per se as well as, that employer per se. So employer needs to be very specific in assigning job with clear cut, that charter of activities which we call KRAs, how it is going to be monitored, how it is going to be rewarded or condemned or displeased, or how they are going to get feedback, how they are going to be taken to the career progression level. This is going to be very significant. Likewise, employees need to be also very careful about why they joined this organization, how they are going to perform there. And suppose it is full time, then definitely from day one they have to be very clear cut how they are going to achieve uh, their aspirations, their short term, mid term, long term goal in the organization, which kind of skill sets are going to make them employable, how business is going to take shape, not only within the company, but outside the business environment, because it might also happen someday your business get redundant. So like suppose if we are just great in distribution business, we are not integrated with that e-commerce or online portal, then definitely how we are going to distribute our product. So then definitely business is at the stake of exit. So existence depends on whether you are, in simple word, which kind of business acumen, which kind of, that business awareness you are having. So employees also need to continuously upgrade themselves. So upgradation in terms of related with their role, related with their career progression, related with value chain, particularly or specifically with their that particular business, skill set related with industry, skill set with the factors which actually might impact on the existence of the business. So this needs to be taken care in the mind or maybe mindset of employees. Then only, that right kind of balance will be there.
Absolutely. And you have rightly pointed out, and I do emphasize on that to all employees who are there here right now, listening or listening on the YouTube in the live streams as well. Uh, Please understand that there is an era which was there of your parents and our parents where we used to be a passive employee. Okay, we used to just go and cover 9 to 5, come back and enjoy our life. This era is not there, no longer there. It's a history. Now we are in the social era where everything is so much connected. So you have to become an active employee, being super aware of your role, of your industry, of your competition, of your technology, of your skill, and everything going around. That is, your circle of control expands to become a circle of impact, and it expands to a circle of influence. The more you expand your circle of influence, the more you actually achieve as a person, as an employee. That's what I think Sushil is emphasizing on. Is there any other question, guys, on the table? I just wanted to make sure that I pick up the questions. Is there any other question? And I pick up one more question from the form. And it says that does part-time multiple jobs will be good choice if the future from work from home will be available become policy. Do companies will think about this kind of model for cost cutting? So I think Sushil, you have already touched upon that, and maybe you can just emphasize on that part that while we talk about the employee agility, right? So the one employee can do maybe a 3 or 4 companies job while working from home, and it becomes a true gig economy per se, which we were envisaged some time back. But is it from the employer perspective? Is it really a feasibility that employer would be looking at?
We still, that get engaged with a part-timer or maybe people who are just ready to work on seasonal basis. We are employing. But now what will happen, even, that when we assign certain or specific project, whether it is related with IT, whether it is related with any maybe SAP module, whether at factory level, maybe peak season demands more loader, more unskilled or skilled kind of workmen, then we invite these kind of people. And definitely, that to, that reduce your fat, organizations are definitely going to explore these options in future. So this, like I already told you, this is even going to happen in case of skill set or skilled, highly skilled employees also. Even nowadays, I am seeing in my company, there are people, they get, that certain kind of consultancy assignment from global organization on an hourly basis, like they advise something related with their particular domain on hourly basis, and they get a decent amount. Maybe for an hour they charge 5,000, 10,000 rupees, and then they easily get that amount. So basically, you have to be expert in your field. You have to be, like you rightly said, you have to be socially visible also. You have to be in the market. People should know, people should experience that at least this person can add value, or you have certain rare thing which you can transfer in terms of certain value or in terms of return of maybe tangible, intangible things. So if that is there, every time it is going to happen, and the future is definitely going to be with this kind of people. Suppose even if work from home is an established practice. So yesterday only I was reading an article, Google is ready to hire people across the globe. You can even work by being at your home. You can be in your native place, you can be in village, but Google is ready to adopt or hire you. You have to perform, but you have to be great in talent. So their qualification is great in talent. So if you are great, if you are expert in your domain, so you can always be in demand. There would be so many opportunity. I already discussed for, that value for skills, there is always demand. Even in the history, you will find there were mercenaries. They were fighting for different people. Britishers were fighting for Sindhiyas. Britishers were, French were fighting for, that Gaikwads. So it happened in the history. So that was the reason I said in the very beginning, for me, nothing is new normal. It was in the past, but it was not implemented, adopted, in the heart, now it is going to be part of your business. So whatever was called great, it is going to be normal of your business. So that is the only normal. So great is going to become normal. So that is the only change in the future. So it uh, is, you know, that conveying actually you have to reach at the scale of you know, that maybe 100 plus. So whatever was 100 earlier, nowadays, now what will happen, 100 will convert into 70 or 80, like nowadays it is happening in CBSE result. Earlier in my days, only few people were getting distinction, 70+% marks, and in our mark sheet, D was associated with that particular subject. And nowadays, 100% mark is not a, you know, that matter of great achievement. Even in CAT, there are so many people achieving 100% marks. So 100 is now normal. So now what I am telling, 100 is not, no, not going to be normal in post-COVID. So you have to excel. You have to be nimble, because cash is finally going to dominate entire. So you have to be productive. So effectiveness with the efficiency is going to be the key word. So either perform or perish. Now one more aspect is added with life. So life is also important part. So life will give you opportunity to work on your holistic, you know, that body, mind, soul. So in real sense, we are going to become true human being. So दिल दिमाग और जिगर सबका एक कनेक्शन सा होगा. So with this I will say, वो एक आजकल सीरियल आता है जिसमें बोलते हैं, अगर जागते रहना है तो सावधान रहिए. दैट काइंड ऑफ क्रिमिनल थ्रिल एक आता है जिसमें दैट बेयर्ड मैन, ही कम्स विद ग्रेट स्टाइल एंड ही इज ऑलवेज इन डिमांड. सुरक्षित रहना है तो जागते रहिए, या ऐसा कुछ ही सेज. तो अपने को वी हैव टू बी अलर्ट, वी हैव टू बी अजाइल, वी हैव टू बी open to what is happening across the world. We have to open to the new kind of learning. We have to ready to learn from the environment. We have to ready to learn from peers. We have to ready to learn from Google, maybe LinkedIn, maybe WhatsApp. So your eyes need to be, you know, that open 24/7. So now that is a new normal. So with this, Rakesh, I am done.
Sure, sure. Sushil, thank you very much. On behalf of all the viewers and participants, I would like to just say thank you very much for your great insights and valuable time that you have offered to us. And I'm sure each one of us have actually taken one of the several lessons that you have actually told us from your perspective, from employer perspective, and from the HR perspective as well. So thank you very much for being with us on this show. And any last message that you want to give to the participants before I let
Last,
you go?
I no. So what I feel, we have to be always alert. We have to always work on ourselves. Don't love any organization. Love your job. Don't run after money. Run after excellence. Run after, you know, that value creation. That is only going to define your fate, your future, your career in life, and it will really make you happy, because employee engagement per se doesn't exist. It actually is a concept which exists maybe in heaven, I always feel, because yes, Gallup made huge money, but exists still numbers are less than 1/3. So even after spending so much of money, result is same. So don't focus on those great words or jargon. Life is very simple. You have to be very simple. You have to focus on simplicity, agility, strive for excellence, so that you can thrive in times of uncertainty. Otherwise, so I always conclude or tell to my people, लावारिस पिक्चर में अमिताभ बच्चन का डायलॉग था, आदमी को अपने औकात नहीं भूलना चाहिए. That was the reason he kept that old clothes. And today I am so happy after 60 days, तीसरे या चौथे बार मैंने अपना कोई शर्ट पहना है. So now this simplicity has realized me कि even without cloth, you can be very happy. So enjoy this time. So this time we are not going to get in future, because this kind of calamity or crisis comes once in lifetime. So we are fortunate. At least we are going to create history. We are going to write history. So history is, I would say, very, blessing in the sense it has given great opportunity to write our history. So how you are going to write will decide कि आपकी history colorful होने जा रही है या blank है. कि there was a kingdom, there was a person who lived in XYZ locality, died with XYZ things. So I'm not using corona, maybe died of lacking in skill set. So skill बढ़ाते रहिए और नया इतिहास लिखिए. इतिहास लिखने के लिए जागते रहिए. इस अपॉर्चुनिटी को इनकैश करिए और आगे बढ़ते रहिए. तो जागिए, आगे बढ़िए, सतर्क रहिए. इसी के साथ I will conclude.
Thank you very much, Sushil. It was a real pleasure to have you on the show, and I'm sure all of us have enjoyed this time with you. You've been jovial and kind enough to share your message in a very affable way, I would say, and so nice of you to be on this show. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, say thanks to the Sushil before you leave, so that he at least get a lot of blessings from us, all of us. All right. Thank you very much, Sushil. And with this, I conclude this session. Thank you so much for all of you to participate and give your time as well. And I'm sure you have got a lot of value out of this session.
Thank you, everyone. 2 घंटे आपने दिया. I believe, hope it was fruitful for you. एक भी बात आपको याद रही तो mine interaction would be definitely memorable for me and you people also.
Yes.
Thank you with this word.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sushil. Bye-bye. Take care,
Thank
guys.
you.